I've obviously got a lot to say about the Green Bay Packers after a win like that, and we're going to keep it going in the Sunday Six with our coaching spotlight. Who else to feature but the coaching staff of the Green Bay Packers? Today's coaching spotlight is brought to you by Verizon. It's the official private wireless network of the NFL's coach-to-coach communications, and there's multiple people I want to highlight here, but let's start it off with the star of the show, Matt LaFleur. There's so much debate about where Matt LaFleur ranks in the hierarchy of NFL coaches. He coached Aaron Rodgers to back-to-back MVPs, plenty of success with the Packers over the course of his time there, but he had Aaron Rodgers. He had the greatest quarterback in the league at the time, one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. How much of it was really the coach and how much was the player? Well, rewind to where things stood for Green Bay with the youngest roster in the NFL. Maybe you've heard that stat a few times over the course of the last week. First-year starter at quarterback. Their top 6 receivers are all first- and second-year players. You knew there were going to be growing pains, and the hope that their defense would carry them through it turned out to be a fatally flawed logic. They finished the season 27th in total defensive DVOA. So even the idea that, hey, if the defense can keep us in some games, the offense can figure it out, that wasn't even true for the vast majority of this season. At midseason, the Green Bay Packers were 3-6. They'd scored more than 20 points on just 2 occasions all season long. Now, fast forward to where we are right now with the Green Bay Packers heading into the divisional round of the playoffs. The rebuild happened faster than you could ever imagine. You know, there's construction going on by your house, and 1 minute it's a hole in the ground and you blink an eye and it's a fully formed building. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with here in Green Bay as Jordan Love finishes a point away from a perfect passer rating. The Packers zip up and down the field on a once fearsome Dallas Cowboys defense. You've got Romeo Doubs looking like a guy. You've got 2 different tight ends making plays all over this offense. The star of the season, Jaden Reed, the Packers leading receiver, didn't even play as big of a role as he's used to, as more and more pieces of this thing just continue to come along. And on top of all of the young talent, Matt LaFleur was just flipping every switch at just the right time. The play calls were always right. The balance was perfect, got the running game involved. Felt like a dozen of the Packers play calls left the Cowboys completely discombobulated. Looked like Dallas tried to play a lot more zone defense than usual against Green Bay. I would call it a failed experiment with the way Jordan Love was able to diagnose it, find his guys, and then flip over to the other side. Because yes, Matt LaFleur deserves flowers. I think he deserves more mention in the Coach of the Year conversation. I don't think he'll win it, but I don't think that's crazy. But let's make sure we give some credit to a guy who is maybe the most maligned coach in the NFL this season, a guy that I have criticized plenty over the course of the year. That would be defensive coordinator Joe Barry, the third-year guy who has overseen one of the most disappointing units in the NFL this season. I don't know if one great game changes the entire conversation. I'm sure Packers fans are listening to this right now saying, no, absolutely not. We still need to change some things there. But right now, in the playoffs where nothing else matters, credit to Joe Barry for putting together a game plan that completely befuddled the Dallas Cowboys while this game was still in doubt. Look at the box score, and it's going to tell you the Cowboys scored a lot of points and gained a lot of yards. It's bogus. If you watch this game, you know Dak Prescott had no answers for what Green Bay was doing when this game was still up in the air. I mentioned Dallas playing more zone coverage. It looked like Dak had no idea what to do with Green Bay playing zone. How many throws were into areas where a defender was lurking and Dak didn't even see it? How many ill-advised decisions did he get away with? And that's not to mention the ones that he didn't. A pick 6 by Darnell Savage is what put this game basically out of reach, minus the garbage time rally. And he was just hanging out in his zone, and Dak completely lost track of him. Maybe it's basic stuff, but while this score was close, the Dallas offense had no clue what to do. They seemed completely discombobulated. They could not handle Green Bay's coverage. And I would argue Dak had a clean pocket most of the night as well. So it's not even the age-old issue of pressure. Dak Prescott just couldn't handle the different looks that he was getting. It's a credit to Joe Barry. It's a credit, obviously, plenty of talented players on Green Bay's defense. They haven't always lived up to it. And on Sunday, they did. I don't give a damn what the box score says. A phenomenal performance from Joe Barry and his guys to hold the Cowboys down until Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love, and his offense took care of the rest. An incredible performance all around on Sunday and throughout the season to take a team that far too many people wrote off from the beginning and push them into the final 8 of the 2023 season. Incredible stuff.